Wall Street Journal, big news, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Rogan gets new Spotify deal worth up to $250 million. Hit show to be distributed broadly, including on YouTube rather than exclusively on audio streaming service. All right, where are we at? This deal is an upfront minimum guarantee. What does that mean? It means Spotify told Joe Rogan, here's what we're going to do, boss. We're going to take your show. We're going to put it on all platforms, every single platform imaginable. We're going to pay you $250 million upfront guarantee. But we get to sell ads on all your content on every platform, and you got to pay us back that $250. After that, we do a rev share. So his original deal was he had an exclusive deal. This is my understanding from Wall Street Journal. He had an exclusive deal where they said, we're going to pay you what was like $200 million so that your show is only on Spotify. Many people were speculating. I was talking to people in the media industry, and they were like, you think Joe's going to re-up this deal? And now we got the news. He's coming back to YouTube. He's coming back to all platforms with Spotify in control of how the ads are placed and generated because Spotify, I believe Spotify owns Megaphone. You want to Google that real quick? And I'm pretty sure they do. And that is basically YouTube's ad network, how you can auto place ads. This is what Megaphone does. So if you're going to like put a podcast, upload a podcast, you put it there, and then you can place ads just like on YouTube. So Spotify is basically going broad, and they're saying like, we want your content everywhere. The reason this is good, demonetization is no longer a factor. Joe Rogan, in the news all the time, hosts a lot of politically spicy things and edgy things. Spotify with this bet, it's not so much that they're predicting something, but they're setting something. Spotify is a juggernaut. If they say Joe Rogan is working with us and we're going to sell ads on his content, demonetization is out the window. YouTube is not going to demonetize Joe Rogan's show when he has Alex Jones on because Spotify is going to be like, that's my money. And Google, my understanding, is a shareholder to some degree, or there's some connection there between the two. I think Google might have the majority or something like that. I don't know. Long story short, even if that's not the case, Spotify does not want to lose money. They don't think they're going to lose money, and they're not going to let these big companies take their money from them by taking Joe Rogan down, which means we all get to ride the coattails of Joe Rogan's show. It's not like you're going to get absolute free speech on most platforms, but Joe Rogan's hosted, controversial guests, and the media's lost their mind over it. Now Spotify's putting money behind it on YouTube and all these other platforms, on every platform. That's like we win, dude.
Yeah, this is like the inverse of Jon Stewart coming back to The Daily Show. That seems like a desperate play for them to install this guy to deceptively edit reality and try to just take the election. But this is like a big cultural win. This is very impactful, especially that he's going to be back on YouTube during an election. Will it be election year? Do we know when this starts?
I believe it's now. I mean, I don't know when they're going to. When was it? It was the end of 2020. They were like January of 2021 or something. He moved over.
Wow.
So it's about time for his contracts to expire.
Spotify
announced in 2020 that it was going to acquire Megaphone for $235 million. Wow. And then it looks like the deal didn't finalize for a little while, but
I'm pretty sure it went through. Are you sure?
It is finalized now. It just looks like it took like a year or two to be finalized.
Right on.
And so how does this affect the sort of the left-wing industry of getting advertisers to boycott personalities, and then somehow that chokes off their revenue?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Well, it's basically it's the end, man. You think Spotify is as a major player in this space is going to tolerate that? They're going to go after Joe Rogan. Google's going to start going, and Spotify's going to say, don't touch it.
Because that's their money now. It's not.
Yep.
You think they'll listen?
Yeah, Google. Well, let's see. I don't know if this is I pulled it up. In the spring of 2019, Google announced the acquisition of the world-renowned Swedish music streaming service Spotify. Google believed the acquisition of the world's most popular service, blah, blah, blah. Did it actually? They considered a transaction amount to be quite acceptable. Spotify and Google remain as two independent companies in 2023. Okay, so it's not. But I think basically when you have major industries saying we endorse this, you look at Dave Chappelle's comedy, you look at Bud Light sponsoring Shane Gillis, it's just like we're winning the culture. And the culture is what leads to the politics, like Donald Trump getting elected is a component of that. When you look at all the things that the left is doing, the Democrats are doing, it's like they want to burn the country down, incite violence because they're desperate. It's like you were saying about Ted Bundy. Like the walls are closing in, man. We're winning everything.
Do you think we'll see a Trump on Rogan on YouTube?
I don't know, man.
It would be epic. It'd be epic. I mean, you know, Biden's not going to do it. He can't sit in one place and talk for 2 hours. His face would fall off.
This is one of the things I've started to start following just for my own amusement. Like, he did the national prayer breakfast earlier this week, and he spoke for 10 minutes. And the year before, he spoke for 20. So it really is dwindling how long he speaks. So he really, I mean, we've talked about this with the people who are running for office right now. Vivek was really good about this. RFK is on the podcast circuit. They're kind of embracing these alternative platforms. But this format of just talking for several hours is not natural to everybody.
Yeah.
And I really don't think it's natural to Joe Biden.
Not even on the people who are running for the conservative ticket. Like DeSantis and Haley couldn't do a podcast.
But Trump is a complete natural for it. I mean,
totally.
He goes long on his speeches just because he wants to anyways. I mean, he could talk for 3 hours by himself.
Him and Rogan eating Trump steaks.
Just hanging out, having a good time. It'd be great.
Trump steaks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Trump steaks still exist, right?
I have no idea. I thought they were done, but they couldn't.
No, so this is the thing about this is what really, you know what helped me be aware of the lies about Donald Trump? In the 2015-16 cycle, I'm at Fusion and it's in Miami. It's in Doral. It's like right next to Trump Doral golf resort.
Okay.
And so if I'm in New York and everyone's saying, "Oh, Trump did this, Trump did that," I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy." I'm like, you know, I'm going on the ground. I'm meeting people, and I'm like, "Well, that one doesn't seem to make sense." But then I go to Trump Doral, Trump steaks available on the menu, Trump bottled water, and Trump magazine. I'm fairly certain it was all there. And I went, oh.
Trump Ice? Was that
his
still
companies are, like McDonald's makes their own mayonnaise. It's cheaper for Trump to make a product internally than it is to pay a premium to have another company do it. If Trump gets his steaks from a big steak company, he's going to be paying for their, 10% margin or whatever. If he does it all on his own as a Trump steak, he saves 10% when he sources the materials for his hotels and his resorts.
Yeah.
Hotels need bottled water.
It's kind of a microcosm of America first, right? You always buy from Trump.
Yeah, but then the media kept saying that like his companies are bankrupt, and they were like, "You can't even buy Trump steaks. Where are they at?" And I was like, "Huh, well, they're right here,
along with the taco bowl."
That's right, the taco bowl. I wonder if Trump steaks are still a thing.
No, Trump steaks are unfortunately not a thing. They stopped in 2007, which is pains me to say.
But I'm sure they're still on the menu.
I'm sure, like, if you get a steak at
is there like a freeze-dried
Trump
steak?
Vertical integration going on there.
Yeah,
there wouldn't not be. So.
No, this
also, isn't it not? I feel like it'd be normal if people shut down branches of their business. Like, this happens all the time. Why? The fact that he even built a Trump steak brand is hilarious in the first place. Is he not going to get credit for that?
Steaks.
It's because they were selling it.
I don't know, Tim. You might have something here. Tim Steaks.
They had Trump water, and I brought Trump water back to the office in New York because they were all saying that Trump water went out of business and that Trump was bankrupt, all these companies, and they loved running this line where they were like, Donald Trump has been bankrupt 5 times. How is he still rich? And well, it's because the banks are propping him up. It's because he had 500 companies. So 495 were fine. And the Trump organization was fine. So I come back and I'm like, oh, here's the Trump water. I'm like, where'd you get this? And I'm like, from Trump Hotel, like literally next to the office in Miami. And they were like, whoa. I'm like, these people have no idea what's going on in the world.
God, look at that picture.
I just want like a Sky Mall equivalent, but it's Trump related products.
Yeah.
Like just Trump Mall, and he just sells you like all kinds of random things.
Yeah.
Those have like popped up independently all around the country. You know,
yeah. So I want Trump
you'll see like
stuff.
this mainstream wasteland, and then all of a sudden you'll see a store that's just like the Trump store. There's a lot of them in Florida. You'll see them in like the middle of the country, but you'll just be driving along, and then you'll see just all of a sudden just a window plastered with Trump paraphernalia.
It's like a souvenir shop for like the part of America that's voting for him. Like, this is amazing.
Dude, this is crazy. Look at this in the Wikipedia for Trump steaks. It says in August 2015, Time Magazine included Trump steaks on a list of Trump business failures. In December 2015, during the 2016 presidential campaign, a super PAC supporting John Kasich produced an ad mocking Trump steaks. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Dude, I should totally make a list of my business failures.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Right.
I once worked on an app to facilitate political donations on Facebook for politicians. And this was like 2009 or 10 or something, very early days. It was like the app days of Facebook. And I was working with some, like, how would anyone ever find out? Like, we worked on a project, it went nowhere, we fizzled out. We had like an early prototype that couldn't really, then we were like, we don't know, there's too much regulation, let's do something else. The amount of things Trump's probably worked on, the funny thing is, they mock him for his failures. It's a perfect example of who they are. They have no failures. They think that's a good thing.
Yeah,
but they never tried to do anything.
They're averse to risk, and they don't want to fail. So
they're averse to any work.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
That's why they like the pods.
I mean, look, let's consider this. We put them in the pods. They don't mind. We give them the bugs. They also don't mind. Who's complaining? I don't got to eat the bugs, and I'm not going to live in the pod, but they can. I mean, and that's what they're doing in San Francisco.
Give them the new Apple headset.
Yeah.
Oh, you
this,
see
Vision.
this is my life plan, right? Like, just let them go and I'll stay here. And if that's what you guys want to do, cool. But I don't want to.
In that direction, like the trend of a lot of people growing up not having kids, they're just going to fizzle out.
And also,
they're going to plug into the Neuralink and they're going to go to their micro universes where they're, you know, the demon slayer and, you know, they got all the busty women jumping up and down around them.
It's funny because they don't like Elon right now, but they also didn't like Trump, but it was Trump's vaccine, but now they love the vaccine. So at some point they'll probably like the Neuralink even though they didn't like Elon.
It's Elon's metaverse.
Because that's how that's their logic. Yeah.
No, but look how many of these liberal people have hidden their blue checks on Twitter.
Oh, true.
Why sign up for the service just to pretend like you didn't sign up for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
can't
because they're
give
scared
Elon
politically.
money. Yeah.
But
What a genius move by Elon to just hide that, though. It's like the best move.
To give them the
ever.
option, you can hide your verification
Great
badge.
move. Great move.
That's crazy.
You want to be a coward, you can do it.
I think these people are going to line up. The left is going to line up to jump into the Matrix with smiles on their faces. It's their entire MO. They're gonna advocate their kids do it, and they're gonna. You know what? You're better off.
Ignorance is bliss.
Well, look,
they're gonna be
the cure for depression.
Big, juicy steaks.
Yeah.
How could you be depressed? Right? A clinical hormonal depression, I suppose, where you just don't understand why you feel
your
so
body
bad.
doesn't produce the correct amount of serotonin.
Yeah, or something like that. But for the average person, their listlessness and depression. I love the funny thing about Lauren Southern had this tweet where she said, before we give you SSRIs, you have to go to the gym twice a week or something. And everyone's like, you don't understand. Some people, and she's like, I'm not talking about people who are immobile. She's like, if you have the ability to go to the gym, go start working out. It releases endorphins. It makes you feel better. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.